So we're going to start with the tools that you need to change the oil. The first thing you're going to need is a combination wrench set, which you can see right here. The next thing you're going to need is an oil filter wrench, which is this tool. After that, you're going to need something to catch the oil with. You're using an old basin. And you're also going to need a funnel, which is going to be used to put the new oil in, and a Ziploc bag to put the old oil filter in.
You're also going to need a few milk containers or something to put the old oil in. We're just going to use the new new oil jug. You also need some rags and old newspapers to catch any dripping oil, and because it's a messy job, you need soil clothes and a baseball cap for long hair. You also need 2 pairs of surgical gloves, which are right here. Then you need a new oil filter, which is this. And then you need enough oil to refill the engine, and it's in that green jug. The first safety precaution you need to take is to put a tarp under the vehicle to catch any oil drips that may be harmful to pets, small children, as well as the environment.
Another good safety tip is to always wear soiled clothes when you're changing the oil. Wear long sleeves and pants to protect you from any spills, as well as gloves.
In order to prevent the car from rolling, you have to have it on a flat surface and you have to have the emergency brake on. In order to prevent injury, if the jack fails, you put the car on a buffer, and usually it's a floor jack, but since we don't have a floor jack, we're going to use granite.
Make sure to keep all your tools around you in an easy-to-reach area, especially sealed containers and rags to prevent oil spills and to easily transfer your oil.
Make sure you take the car for a short drive before you go to change the oil. This will allow the oil to heat up, making it less viscous so that all of it will drain out.
Now we're going to jack up the car so we can put it on the ramp. The tool used to check the oil level in the car is called the Dixon, which is located right here. The first thing you need to do to get an accurate reading of the oil level is pull it out and wipe it off. Then you stick it back in and pull it out again. Depending on what your manual says in the car about how to read the oil. In this case, it's between these 2 nozzles right here.
To remove the bolt, which is on the oil pin, we're going to use one of the wrenches from the combination wrench set. Now we're going to remove the bolt for the oil pan and drain the oil. Woo!
You can say something.
Now the oil is draining out of the car. We took off the bolt that was keeping the oil in the oil pan. Now we're going to put the bolt back on the oil pan and tighten it using the wrench. Now I'm putting the bolt back on the oil pan. Now we're going to tighten the bolt.
Oh, the bolt is tight.
Now the bolt is tightened.
This is the old oil that we removed from the car.
It's really brown because it's dirty and has been in the car for a long, long time.
So now we're going to change the oil filter, and we can do it up here because it's accessible, and in other cars it may not be.
And we're going to put the oil pan underneath the oil filter to catch the dripping oil.
Now I'm going to remove the filter. This is an old oil filter that I just removed.
When you remove the oil filter, you want to make sure that the rubber gasket comes out with it. Otherwise, it could cause problems to the engine.
Now I'm going to dispose of it in this plastic bag.
And we're going to put it in the trash.
Okay, now we're going to start putting the new filter on. This is the new filter, and it's a good practice to put some fresh oil on the new filter, on the new gasket. Now that it's tightened, we're going to go get the wrench and tighten it. We're going to finish off the tightening job using the filter wrench.
We're going to start putting the new oil in the car. We know we need 5 quarts of oil for this car by reading the owner's manual.
I'm gonna hold the oil funnel while Amanda pours. Make sure you have a firm grip on the funnel so that the oil only gets inside the engine.
Now we're going to pour the old oil into the empty jug.
Make sure you have a firm hold on the empty oil jug as well as the filter so you don't spill oil.
Now we're going to go and dispose of the oil at a local gas station.
So now we're gonna check the oil level by looking at the dipstick. Now we're gonna put the oil cap back on the engine.
Now we're gonna start the car and check the engine for leaks.
I don't see it.
We're going to remove the ramp from under the car.
That concludes the oil check.
Filter and oil change.